This presentation supports Achievement Standard 90379, demonstrate understanding of how internal factors interact within a business that operates in a global context. So this is moving on from innovation. This is now looking at intellectual property management, abbreviated to here as IPM. So the whole idea, the objective has been to understand what IPM is and explain what organisations can do to protect their intellectual property. So this is something we have a practical element too in terms of our businesses. In terms of some of the ideas that the groups have come up with would need to come under some sort of intellectual property protection. So basically what intellectual property is referring to is very much an umbrella term for any types of innovations protected under national law or international treaties. So basically protecting those changes or those ideas from other people taking them and claiming them as their own. So traditionally we see some more common ones, but it's becoming a much more prevalent area these days, particularly with law. The whole idea is that innovation is driving everything. So you want to keep credit for the innovation that you're creating, and for a lot of people they want to make some sort of profit out of it as well. So it does include a range of assets that people can refer to under patents and copyrights. So when we're looking at this one, very often if something is created, it needs some sort of protection and management of that protection. So it does help competitors copying or imitating products and services. It avoids wasteful investment in research and development, and utilising resources in a wasteful way. Intellectual property does create a corporate identity. The Nike swoosh, that's intellectual property. I mean, that is the identity of a whole organisation covering a myriad of different countries and different stakeholders. Licensing, franchising opportunities. If you've therefore got an intellectual property, something iconic, you can therefore franchise it out. Look at McDonald's. If you've got a well-known intellectual property asset, it's going to add value to your business. And for that reason as well, you're more likely to be able to acquire finance and capital from those institutions which will be lending out that form of credit. So traditionally we look at the three ways in which very often we look to protect these sort of ideas. We've got patents, exclusive right granted by the government for a new invention, new or inventive, and it must be new, inventive and useful. It cannot be obvious to a knowledgeable person in the subject. That being said, it can't just be, okay, well, here's my innovation of a pen, I'm going to be able to draw straight lines with it. Okay, it's got to be some different way in which you're utilising it. So it's got to be capable. There's got to be a capability for it to be made and produced and used in an industry-wide context as well. Now, obviously, these sort of things are very down to legal interpretation and lawyers. You get specifically intellectual property lawyers looking at this sort of stuff. Copyright. So there's rights given to owners for original work. So that does mean that you are allowed to copy it, but that right has to be obtained from the author of the original work. Largely linked to drawings, films, sound recorded. And trademarks. A unique identifier used with the little R symbol, or sometimes the little T symbol. And this can be anything to protect that type of form of identification, that logo, that Nike swoosh, that the HP sign in the little round circle. All of these are trademarked. So the management of this sort of stuff is very important, and organisations have to know how to protect it, because if they don't, it can be copied and it can lose its value. Well managed intellectual property means that these are all very lucrative and they're being updated and changed and maintained the whole time. It gets to the point where some of this intellectual property are literally worth more than the physical assets of the company itself. So if you literally, I keep saying it's that Nike swoosh, that literally is, I mean, the word swoosh, where's that ever come from? It's a Nike invention, the whole thing. It has such a fundamental impact and it's so embedded in cultures that you can say that, yeah, that is worth more money than the actual physical things that the companies own. So they're very important things to look after and very important things that organisations need to know how to manage.